Wow. And that poor Sarah had gone through that. You know, somebody was saying, how did she make it? And I said, how did she make it? I said, you know the faith that dog's got? I said, that dog was always at the door greeting people in church and greeting them out of church. I said, that dog went to church more than some of the members did.
I tell you what you were saying about her not wanting to go back out in the yard and stuff. You take a dog that's been hit by an automobile where they were running it and got hurt, but they survived it. They don't ever run cars no more.
No, a cat sit on a hot stove. He won't sit on a hot stove. He won't sit on any stove. Okay, so here it is. We'll go ahead and get through this, and I don't want to drag it out, but next week we're going to go into deeper. But I hope this helps you. I'm taking it slow because I want to get this in your mind. Grief and mourning. You say, well, that person, are they grieving? Some people are grieving, but they're not mourning. Okay? You remember used to, they put the black thing around their arm. When somebody died, that thing around their arm. And still, the police will put something on their badge, or even some of the military put stuff on, but especially ball players, they put like in a high school or in a college or professional, they'll put their number up here. Yeah, and so again, that's mourning. Remember, there's a difference in grief and mourning. All people grieve. All people grieve. But all people don't mourn. And the ones that don't mourn stay locked in grief until they learn to mourn. They may think that they got out of it, but they're not. Okay? So here we go. Mourning, also called grieving, is normal. It is a healthy process that lasts for a period of time. God uses mourning in order to produce the ultimate healing of deep distress and sorrow. You turn my wailing into dancing. You remove my sackcloth and clothe me with joy. Psalm 30:11. Mourning evokes compassion, expression, and comfort from others too. A spiritually mature person will understand this. And they'll come to you and try to help. As a pastor, I'm doing this all the time. When I go into hospitals, and here it is. When Lazarus died, Jesus and many others came to comfort Mary and Martha. Many Jews had come to Martha and Mary to comfort them in their loss of their brother. John 11:19. Old Testament, the Hebrew is Abel. Abel means to mourn or to lament. One of Jacob's sons was Joseph. When Joseph's brothers told their father Jacob that his son had been killed by a ferocious animal, Jacob went into deep mourning for days. Matter of fact, for years. Jacob tore his clothes, put on sackcloth, and mourned his son many days. They were told there was 30 days and there was 40 days, but they were told to mourn. You know, even when Moses died, they stopped. They didn't even move anywhere in the wilderness while they were mourning Moses. Because what they were doing is learning to let go. If they move forward without learning to let go, move forward without mourning, then they would be carrying a whole lot of unnecessary pain. There's people that I know right now in this world, in my family, amongst my friends, that are carrying around a whole lot of unnecessary pain because they refused to mourn.
Is it true that nobody knows where Moses was buried?
Nobody knows. The devil don't know. Because the devil, if the two reasons. Number one, if the devil had known, he would have taken Moses' body and he would have tried to reincarnate him and use him for his own purposes, the body part of Moses. Number two, the people would have set up a temple to his grave. You know, there's people right now, because they haven't helpfully mourned. I know people, I've got people in my family right now, Beth and I were talking about it today. There's people in my family right now, and I'm talking about extended family, that never really mourned certain people's death. And so what they've done is they've built a shrine to that person. Okay, it's almost like when they go to that shrine, they got to stop and, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yes, sister.
When I lost Patty in Liverpool,
Yes, ma'am.
in a little over a month, I didn't know what I was going to do. But the Lord told me to do it.
Yes.
And then I have a friend, he lost his mom and his wife both on the trip.
Oh, that's terrible.
One in Greenville, one in Virginia. And his been going through a lot of like about three months after 4 months. She's been in the hospital.
it's, yeah.
But his mother was in a nursing home in Greenville.
But my mother was really in Virginia also, according to the passport. She was married on the
Well, Brandon, he said she was put on the paper, only one, that she was in a nursing home in Greenville. But they might have moved in that day.
Well, stuff like that is so terrible, and I remember, and I've told this story before, I remember when Mom was dying, and it was probably a week before she died, and I had a friend, I was his pastor, I never knew this. He called me up, and he said, I want to talk to you, not as a member pastor, not as a preacher. I want to talk to you as a friend. I said, okay, talk to me. And he said, he said, I never told you this, but I lost my mama and my dad